Hello guys, welcome to another episode of my channel, Real Life with Akova. So it's my anniversary, and remember, this is titled my anniversary series, and this is the last part. That's 1 year review, how my marriage has been for the past 1 year. If you've not watched the first two parts, that's how I got over my ex and how I met my husband, you have to go and see it. Like, it's very, very, very interesting. Yeah, so today I'm just basically going to be talking about the challenges I faced in my first year of marriage and how I was able to remedy them. You know, sometimes these days the type of stories and what we see on social media about marriage is not encouraging. So many people are scared of getting married because of the gory stories that are on social media, and truly I don't blame anybody, because even some of the things I read, they are very, very scary, to be very, very honest. But you just have to change your mindset and know that no matter what, you're going to have a good marriage if you're ready and willing to do the work. Do you understand? Sometimes you might see a couple's picture and the first thing that comes to your mind is, don't envy them, or you don't know what they're going through, which is very true. But at the same time, there are some people that are genuinely happy in their marriage. But you have to be willing and ready to do the work with your partner. That's why I'm so keen on meeting the right person. Do you understand? So if you've not watched that video on how to meet the right person, you should go and see it, because meeting the right person is like the foundations. When you meet the right person, when you meet the person that is for you, and the proper person for you, it's going to be easy for you people to do marriage together. One of the major challenges I faced in my first year of marriage is the fact that I and my husband, we have different personalities. I'm more of a sanguine and a phlegmatic, but my husband is like a core melancholy. So me, I'm very outgoing. I can be introverted at times, but my dominant personality is like I can be very social. I love to go out, I love to travel, I love to see new things, I love to explore. Like, you can just take me somewhere. Okay, I remember the last time I had my siblings, that was like so many years ago. We went somewhere, and then it was like a boat cruise. My siblings were like, no, that they're not going to enter. I'm like, you say what? We're entering this water today. And I just gingered everybody and we just entered. And I'm very, very adventurous. But my husband is like the opposite. He's kind of like an introvert. He's reserved, he's very private, he loves his space. My dear, my husband is organized. When I mean organized, he is so organized. He loves everything to be perfect. He loves his space to be perfect. If you enter where my husband is, oh my God, you're going to be asking, like, what is happening? He doesn't like anything scattered at all. Meanwhile, me, I'm just okay with barest minimum. It's not like I'm dirty or anything, no, but he just makes me feel like that I'm not doing enough. That the whole room is supposed to be sparkling, the books are supposed to be here, this one is supposed to be here, and I'm like, what are you saying? All these things will not matter in heaven. Now, how did I remedy these things? The first things first, in the terms of the our different personalities, I first of all accepted him for who he is. I accepted that, okay, fine, my husband is this kind of person. And I believe that in marriage, because when we went for marriage counseling, premarital counseling, before we got married, they taught us something, that if you see something that someone doesn't like, you have to try to stop it. You shouldn't continue doing something that consistently hurts somebody that you claim to love. So because I know that me not arranging everything fully, neatly annoys him or makes him feel a certain kind of way, I just made up my mind that, I'm just going to try my best, to the best of my own capability, to do the one that I can do. And he also accepted me that I'm not so perfect in organizing things like that. I just try my best. Do you understand? That's the first one. Then the second one is, my husband is a very serious person, but thank God for my kind of person, because I am very playful. I'm not really so serious like that. So sometimes when he's all that serious, I just bring him water. Tell him, I beg, drink cold water. Life is not that serious. What's your own? So he brings the much needed. We're very, everything is balanced, because if he's not the very serious person, things will spoil. Yeah, because everything will just be play for me. Everything will be play. And if I'm not the playful person, everything will be serious for him. So regardless, even though I worked on myself and I tried my best to be a good person and a better person, it doesn't still mean that I'm perfect or that I'm flawless. No, I still have places where things that I do that my husband still has to tolerate me. Do you understand? So ladies, you have to learn how to marry or go after a man, not go after, but have to marry a man that is mentally mature. Do you understand? Don't just get married to anybody. You know, most times we ladies, we're all about the weddings. We just want the wedding, the ashrebi. But in as much as those things are still beautiful, but there's more to marriage than just a wedding. You know, after everybody finish eating rice, it's just you and your husband. So make sure that you pick someone that can love you and is ready to, you know, help you through your weakness. A few tips for the married women and even single ladies, because you're going to be married someday, unless you want to be a nun, which is fine. You don't have to wait until you get married before you start learning about marriage. So if you're a single person, you can keep watching and even learn more. So first thing is, learn to be friends with your husband. You know, sometimes some married women complain, ever since we got married, he stopped taking care of me, he stopped doing this, he stopped loving me as he used to while we were dating. Yes, it happens, but at that moment, you know, he's a family man now, he has responsibilities, he's thinking of how to provide, he's thinking of things. So what you can just do is, no need of nagging him into, babe, you don't do this one, you don't longer do this one. Find out the project or whatever it is that he's doing at that moment in his life, and then try to be of help. Find out the ways you can help. Ask him questions about his work, about his life. If he's building a house, for example, you know, find out things that's happening, how you can be of help. I'm not saying you should go and join and start building the house, no, but at least, even if it's just to talk to him about it, help him ease stress. That way, at least you have his attention, which is still good. And then secondly is lead by example. Say you want your husband to hug you more often or to love you a certain way. You have to first do that thing. You understand? Say you want your husband to hug you more often. The only thing you can do is first start hugging him. And it's even in the Bible, but I can't remember how they wrote it. I think it was like First Peter or so. I can't remember. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It's like what they were practically trying to say is, if your husband is a pagan, you should not force him to join you going by you shouldn't force him to join you in church, but by your own lifestyle, and when he sees you going to church, he's going to be convinced and want to join you to it. So it's just also the same thing. If your husband doesn't do certain things the way that you want him to, why don't you lead by example and start doing those things, so maybe he can see it and actually start doing it for you. That tip is, you have to get to that point where you're more intentional about your marriage, that you don't just work with your feelings, because there are so many things that you would not feel like doing. Like, for example, you don't feel like going to work every day, but you have to go to work because that's the right thing to do. If you don't go to work, you will not eat. So you don't always do things just because you feel like doing them. You have to get to that stage where you have to do things because it's the right thing to do, not necessarily because you feel like doing it. So you have to love your spouse, your husband or your wife, not because you feel like loving them, no, but because it is the right thing to love them. There's this thing Pastor Kingsley said. He said, how did he even say? He said, God did not tell us to marry who we love, but he said we should love who we marry. Do you understand that? So love who you marry. Now, how would you love this person? For me, I'm just going to tell you how I do mine. Is I use this particular Bible passage. It's all about God for me. Sorry. So I use this particular Bible passage. It's 1 Corinthians, I think 13 or so, where they said love is patient and kind, love is slow to anger. So, you know, sometimes I just wake up and I don't always want to be patient and kind with my husband. Some days I want to press his neck, but I'm not going to do it. So I've gotten to that stage where, you know, whether I feel like being patient and kind with him, I've decided that I'm going to be patient and kind with him. So you don't just always have to work with your feelings, because feelings are very fickle and they can disappoint you. Okay, the next point is about in-laws. The truth is, you did not grow up with your husband's family or your wife's family. Yes, you're a part of them by marriage, but their ways may not exactly be the same ways with yours, which is just a logical thing. You understand? So most times, don't involve yourself in a fight with your in-laws. No, allow your husband or your spouse to do the fight or the dirty work. That's why it's always better, it's always good to marry someone that cares about you, you know, someone that is ready to stand up for you and speak up for you. Do you understand? So most times when things are happening, don't put your mouth. Just go and hide at the back of your husband and just behave as if you don't know what's happening. Do you understand? So don't involve yourself in the dirty fights. No, because they might forgive their their son or their daughter, but they may not really forgive you. Do you understand? They may not really forgive you, which is, see, I know you may not agree what I'm saying, no, but this is just the truth. So don't just put yourself in there and start fighting a fight that is not your own. Just hide behind your husband and let him do the dirty work. Same thing for the wives. Don't allow any man or anybody embarrass your husband or insult your husband or disrespect your husband. Not your siblings, not your parents. Don't allow it. Always speak up and stand up and protect your husband's image before your parents. This is especially for the ladies. The same thing for the men. Protect your wives when it comes to your in-laws. You understand? So women, share this video now, or share it to your fiance, your husband, because men, you know, they don't always watch all these things. Oh. Let me just tell you the truth, they hardly watch it. So just share it to them, so at least they can know that they are supposed to protect you. Do you understand? And same thing for the wives. Protect your husband's image. Don't embarrass him. Don't allow anybody to also embarrass him or speak to him anyhow. Then another point is when the argument is getting intense, that's when maybe if you're arguing with your husband, if it's getting intense, just find a way to walk away. Yes, because somehow, you know, devil knows how to work. He knows how to do certain things, and this is how domestic violence starts. I'm not trying to make any excuse for anybody, no, because domestic violence is such a sensitive issue. I don't even want to dive into it. It's like a whole topic on its own. So what I'm saying is, if the arguments if the tempers are rising, you know, the shout, everybody's about to start shouting, why don't you just find a way to just breathe in and out and find a way to just excuse yourself? When the emotions are calm, you know, then you can talk things out. Because see, trust me, even they told us in the Bible that you see see what anger can do to you. Anger is a bad thing, and it's a wasted emotion. So don't even involve yourself. If the argument is too much, run away and leave him. The next thing is love your kids, but don't you ever prioritize your kids above your husband or your wife. That's for your spouse. What I'm trying to say is, even though you love your children, don't put them before your spouse. No, it's supposed to be your God first, your husband or wife, then your kids, because children are to love, cherish, and let go, while your husband is to have and to hold. See, right now in my house, nobody there. Now only my mommy and my daddy. Nobody's in the house. Like, I think my younger brother, our last born, he's the only person in the house now. All of us, we've gone. So and that one, he will soon leave too. So it's just only my parents that are there. So that's the same thing. All those children, they will still grow, they will get married, they will travel, they will do this, and it's just you and your spouse. So if you don't build your marriage well, when people are now old, are supposed to be enjoying your marriage, people will just be quarreling rubbish. Do you understand? So just don't put your kids above your spouse. No, love them very well, but don't put them above your spouse. And then the final thing is prayer. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my book, but I wrote these things down, and I'm rushing because it's my anniversary, so I have to go and enjoy myself. So I couldn't cram it. So okay, sorry, the last thing is prayer. I can't even overemphasize. The truth is, sometimes prayer would save you. It will save you a whole lot. Prayer is going to save you. God can protect you from, you know, certain things that you don't even understand. Like these days now, what we see now is Kenya matter. All these people, they are selling juju online. Do you understand? So some of these ladies, they're not even smiling. So you have to learn how to pray for your home. See, all those people that are telling you, why is that it's only the women that pray? My dear, don't answer them all. Go and check how their own marriages are before anybody will convince you not to pray. I'm not saying that you should just only be praying without doing the work. No, you should pray, but you should also do the work, but you should pray. Do you understand? So, my dear, after reading all the books and learning and going for all the counseling and all, the truth is that it's God that gives wisdom. And it is God that helps, because the devil is really after marriages these days. The rate of divorce is alarming. So we should just always pray for our home, always guard our home, you know. That's just pretty much it. This is the last part of my anniversary series. You know, I'm going to miss doing this. Like, I got a lot of messages, and I'm just so grateful to God the impact that this little thing I'm just doing actually made, you know. So I don't know if you guys want to see this more often. My YouTube channel is not really a relationship channel. No, it's not really a relationship channel. But I don't know if you guys want to see more of this. I don't want to impose anything on anybody, you understand? But if you want to see more of relationship stuff, just leave a comment, and then maybe monthly or every 2 months or something, I'm going to be dropping some tips that can help you people or help everybody. So what do you all think? Wish me happy anniversary.